everyone, my name is Sarah, and this video discusses SDG number 8, decent work and economic growth. This goal promotes sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. The awareness of increasing job creation, ending slavery in labor, and lowering unemployment rates are an important aspect of this goal. In 2018, over 200 million people did not have a job. This number doubled in 2020 to 400 million due to the COVID pandemic. In addition, 1.6 billion people were at risk of losing their livelihoods. If someone doesn't have decent work, they are exposed to the loss of good health, hunger, and poverty. To keep pace with the growth of the working population, 600 million jobs need to be created by 2030. The United Nations wants to see developing countries reach an economic growth rate of 7%. This can be measured through gross domestic product, or GDP, which is the measure of market value of all goods and services produced. The current growth rate is 4.8% in poor countries. The World Bank estimates that developing countries will need to invest 4.5% of GDP if they want to achieve SDG 8's targets. The Human Trafficking Search Organization claims modern slavery is one of the most challenging problems to address within all the SDGs. Modern slavery includes debt bondage, forced marriage, forced labor, human trafficking, and sexual exploitation. The Council of Foreign Relations provides detailed but disturbing statistics about this issue. 71% of victims are women. As of 2021, 40 million people are trapped in modern slavery, and 152 million children are victims of child labor. While SDG 8 wants to take immediate action to eradicate forced labor and trafficking by 2025, it takes all governments on local, regional, and national levels to achieve this. It will take enormous efforts and strong commitments from politicians and civil society to change forced labor. Japan has the third largest GDP and second largest developed economy in the world, but this ranking fluctuates occasionally. The economy boomed after World War II, particularly during the 60s to the 80s. The high productivity rate was because of the highly skilled and educated labor force, savings rates, investments, and technological exports. This success ended during the 90s, called the Lost Decade, when the economy became stagnant from the stock market crash in 1991. Consumers waited for prices to fall, so Japanese people stopped spending money. Instead, this actually hurt the economy. As of 2021, Japan's economy faces an uphill battle to recovery due to the pandemic. 5.6% of annual spending decreased because many people are staying home. Numerous small businesses closed from the emergency orders and lack of business. With these factors, the number of unemployed people increased from 360,000 to almost 2 million. But researchers are hopeful that economic activity will grow once the population is vaccinated. If more state of emergencies are issued, unemployment could worsen. Even when the economy recovers from the pandemic, there is a matter of other risks, including the aging population and low birth rates. These two combined will put the country at risk. there would be a decrease in labor force, decrease in savings and investments, and negative economic growth by 2050 when 38.8% of the population will be over 65 years old. These are all worrying scenarios. Japan is labeled as a safe country overall, but human trafficking exists too. For example, 44 human traffickers were arrested in 2016, 46 arrests in 2017, and 36 arrests in 2018. If found guilty, someone could face jail time of 3 to 5 years for purchasing a person, 1 to 10 years for purchasing or selling a person within Japan for commercial purposes, and 2 years for purchasing or selling a person abroad. Still, this number of arrests is drastically lower than other countries. From 2017 to 2020, there have been 8,000 arrests in the U.S. Japan's laws have been criticized for the lack of measures, so the government introduced the Trafficking Countermeasures Action Plan. There are some organizations for the public to donate to victims. Foreign workers are also subjected to overwork, long hours, and low wages. Out of the 47 prefectures, Nagasaki is number 30 on the GDP, or Gross Domestic Product, ranking. Shipbuilding and heavy industries dominate Sasebo's economy. This is represented by Sasebo Heavy Industries. Tourism is important to Sasebo, as there are famous sites including Houston Bosch Amusement Park, Kujukushima, and Japan's longest shopping street called Yokamachi. According to Sasebo City Hall's 2021 monthly economic report, the overall economic trends are improving compared to 2020. This includes business, sales, and profitability trends. Why is SDG so important? Roughly half of the world's population lives on 217 yen per day, or around $2. Struggling societies continue to have a lack of decent work opportunities and investments. Economic policy making and plans can generate not only jobs, but can provide citizens with a good life, despite their race, culture, or background. To achieve SDG 8, all men and women need to have decent, full-time work by 2030. This is one of the targets. The other targets include diversifying and upgrading economic productivity, promote policies to support job creation and enterprises, improve consumption and production, promote youth training, end modern slavery, promote sustainable tourism and universal banking, and increase trade. According to the Global Goals website, economic growth should be a positive force for the whole planet. Financial progress creates decent and fulfilling jobs. But it's important to make sure that the environment isn't harmed. By protecting labor rights, promote job creation, and stopping modern slavery, everyone can benefit from the entrepreneurship and innovation.